Hi, it's Randy Martin here from Covenant Community Services, and I just want to share a video with you that we captured while our former foster youth were on a visit to Daou Vineyards. It was at Daou that they met with Daniel Daou, the owner and winemaker of Daou Vineyards. Daniel was able to share some of his passion for how he got into wine, why he chose wine as a profession, and more importantly, how youth could be inspired to follow their dreams and passion to have a successful life. So enjoy this little clip. We tried to capture as much as we could with an iPhone while also enjoying our time there. And we just also want to thank Daniel Daou and the team for treating our youth and our team with such great hospitality. It was a wonderful day, and
After
enjoyed the
interviewing
video.
me, she asked me a question that you think is very basic, but it's tough to answer. And actually got me to think for 3 days about the answer. And it actually shaped everything I believe about making wine from that point on. Isn't it amazing how one little thing can have such a big effect? So she asked me one question. She said, I'm just curious. I got a question for you. I said, what's that? She goes, why do you like wine? This almost reminds me of the movie Anger Management. When Jack Nicholson asks Adam Sandler, what do you do? He starts describing, well, who are you? I asked you who you are. Seriously, why do I like wine? And at first, it's so easy to say, well, because I love feeling and I love this. And at the end of the day, I came to the conclusion, after several days, that I liked it because it gave me pleasure. Now, if a wine is great, it's going to give you more pleasure. If a wine is bitter, astringent, acidic, it's not going to give you much pleasure. So, as a winemaker, I suddenly changed my entire philosophy of making wine. It wasn't anymore about making big wines, or making these kind of wines, or making big cannon wines, or wines that can age a long time, or wines that are, outstanding. It was really about giving people pleasure. And to me, what gives me pleasure is a nice, balanced wine that actually is not going to rob from the experience, but enhance it. So if you're having a meal, or if you're having together, if you're together with your friends, you want to drink pleasure in a glass. So from that point on, I changed my style, I changed my philosophy on wine, and it was all about how do I create pleasure in the bottle. So if this is where balance comes in. If the wine is balanced, it's going to give you a lot of pleasure. If the wine is not balanced, it's going to give you a migraine, it's going to give you a headache. It's going to take away from the experience too much. So too much alcohol, it's moderation. Not too much alcohol, not too little. Not too much tannin, not too little. Not too much food, not too little. Moderation. Kind of find a way where everything is balanced. So if you notice that in the wines, you can imagine how it tastes. That's basically what I'm trying to accomplish. And so that's not philosophy about wine. But it's interesting, huh? But the same could be asked about coffee. Think about it. How many people have ever walked in? If I ask every one of you why you like coffee, I think all you all like coffee, right? Yeah. Why do you like coffee? Let's start here.
It wakes me up.
Good excuse.
The taste along with the smell. I mean, there's so many different smells to each type of coffee. It's amazing. I love it.
See, you love it. Everybody loves it, right? What does that mean? It gives you pleasure. It makes you feel good. Okay. You drink coffee?
Yeah. Okay. I was kind of dozed out.
Why do you like coffee?
Coffee? Mainly just wakes me up.
Good excuse.
Gives me energy. I like the process that's making the...
Okay.
To me, it's like nutrition. There's one that goes with everything, with something, and I think it's really fascinating, and I like that it takes, that it's intentional. Yeah, you be intentional in making it, and when you are, it's like,
I like the art of it, like the creating part of it. I don't personally drink coffee, but I like the science of it.
You like coffee?
I don't like
Okay. Why do you like coffee? I think you like coffee. It's relaxing. It's fun. It's enjoyable.
Like a little bit of bitterness.
So you see, everybody's got a different reason why they like coffee. I think what you need to do is take that question question me think, why do I like nothing? But then take that question and start asking the question about a lot of other things in life. So you like to run, why do you like to run? And I think getting deeper into basically the reasons why you like things in life may help give you, you know, a little more purpose in pursuing not only what you want, but how you're going to go about it. It's always good to ask yourself these questions. I'll tell you a little bit of a story. Go here. Karen, I'll give you another way.
He'll give you a more detailed, more fun version, I'm sure.
Yeah. More colorful one. She'll like it. I actually was born, how many of you know what Lebanon is? Where Lebanon is? You know?
Here's how something.
That's right. Very good. So it's Salma Hayek. So it's Salma Hayek. So it's Tom Selleck. So it's Farrah Fawcett. A lot of people don't know what Lebanon is. So I'll give you a few facts about Lebanon. Let's see if some of you agree with these, okay? Are you ready? We're playing trivia here. Oldest country in the world where the word country is mentioned is Lebanon. So it's mentioned over 100 times in the Old Testament. Solomon built the cedars, his temple out of the cedars of Lebanon. How many of you do that? Okay? Smallest country in the world. Not principality, not island. Country. Smallest country in the world. What did Jesus make the first miracle? How did he do? Water and wine. In Canaan. So now that's disputed. Some people will argue that Canaan is in Galilee, but in reality, it is actually, I went there. You can actually see there's a cave, there's all kind of signs. There's even the jars from there. So first miracle made there. Who invented the first alphabet? Really? Didn't have attention. Actually, the Phoenicians. Where's the oldest city in the world? Starts with a B. You're close. Byblos. Have you heard of Byblos? Oldest city in the world. And the actual oldest port in the world. And where does the word Byblos come from? Bible. That's where actually the paper was used to write Bible. They call it Byblos. So it's actually relevant. Who were the first people to ever do commerce in the world? Huh?
What was that? What was it?
Who were the first people to ever do business, commerce in the world? The whole world.
Weren't they like in the middle of the world back in the day?
It's Lebanon, Phoenicia, which is where Phoenicia is where Lebanon is today. So people basically discovered that there's red dye. So with red dye, you could paint, clothes red, and so purple dye. Sorry, it's purple. And what they would do is they would actually take it and sail across the Mediterranean and stuff on different boards, and say, hey, I got this thing. You can paint your clothes purple. I trade it. How about I give you this and you give me some gold, or you give me this? And those were the first people that ever did commerce in the world. So they actually found Phoenicians boats in America, in Brazil, all over the world. So they actually discovered America in a lot of ways. A lot of people believe that the Phoenicians got here first. How many of you think that Lebanon has a desert? When I turned 30, I retired, and I honestly got tired of computers. It became, I ran a company, so it's like it became corporate world. And it no longer was I like to create. And it was no longer about creating. It was about running a company, finding out what the profitability is going to be, managing 1,200 people, managing headaches all day long. It's not my passion. So that led directly into, well, I've always wanted to be a winemaker, so why don't I give it a try? It took me about 10 years to really learn and figure out where, and did all the research. So about 10 years, even though I started 3 or 4 other companies while I was doing that, it took me 10 years to figure out how I wanted to be a winemaker. What pushed me a little bit to actually take that final step was an unfortunate event. I lost my dad, my mom, and my sister in 14 months. And it made me realize, I'm 40, life is too short, I want to do what I love. The last thing I want to do is do something I don't love. So it just pushed me to just take the big leap and end up here. So sometimes there are blessings in disguise, bad situations. So I'll give you one advice. Follow your heart. Follow your passion in life. Don't do something just because you have to, because you won't be good at it. And don't chase money. It never works. Chase your passion. Chase what you really love, what you do. And that never fails. I remember I was 20 years old, and I was already starting to think I want to start my own business. And I never forget the story. I had this, even though I was great at computers, I thought it was like a game. It's like, I'll get a degree in computers. It's natural for me. I'm just playing. I'm programming, I never thought I'd make a living out of it. Because, you know, back then, not too many people made a living out of computers. You have to remember, this was mid-'80s. So, I mean, this was when Microsoft was barely, there wasn't even something called Windows back then.
Right.
Okay. It was really early on. So, a lot of people would get a computer, you know, to write video games, which I did at 16. I would do video games and stuff like that. So, I was talking to this guy who actually was a girl was dating her dad. And I was coming up with like a dozen ideas, things I wanted to do. Because I was like, you know, I gotta make some money to help my parents because they're running out of money. He looked at me, he goes, what do you love to do? I said, what do I love to do? What does that have to do with anything? He goes, just tell me, what do you love to do? I said, I love computers. The family did. He said, well, why don't you do something with computers? I said, I never even thought about it. I was just thinking of making money. And I was going the wrong direction. And then, so what happened is I started thinking, well, you know what? I want to do what I love. And I ran into this idea that I had that turned into a company. So, do what you love in life, because life is too short. You should really do something, and we should wake up every morning, wanting to do something you're passionate about. You should not wait to get to work and do what you love. And that's what I do now. I mean, I can't wait. If I could shower faster and get here faster, I would. And that's really